Hello everybody, I'm J. Robin Stacks bringing you a video today on a new team that I played yesterday after the mid-season update changes with a Galvantula lead, Alolan Ninetails with Charm, and a Pelipper. I really like this team because there wasn't too many weaknesses to it. Like the Pelipper Alolan Ninetails core is really only weak to Rock Throw users, of which there's pretty much only Bastiodon in the meta right now. And I wanted to use Pelipper to capitalize on a lot of the other water types that I would be seeing in the meta. This was the first set that I played post mid-season update. This was a team redeemed by one of the viewers on my Twitch channel, and we went 5-0, so it was a good set at about 2750 MMR. So let's jump into the action. Alright, in this first game we're going to be going against Tobias. See what they got for us here. Again, rocking the Galvantula lead. I'm hoping to catch a lot of water types in the new meta, but we catch a Shiftry. And this is actually a bait dependent matchup for the Shiftry. If they are able to land the foul play, we will lose this in the one shield. But we do win CMP. Spooter does win CMP by just the smallest of margins, even if you have a really good one. So that's pretty good for us. We do get the shield there, of course, because that would obviously one shot. And then we'll see if they like to foul play. Of course, they choose the Blue Blade. Really good for us. We have a great swap in for the Marowak, and so far off to a great start. This is a pretty hard counter city for my opponent, unfortunately. But just goes to demonstrate, the synergy that this core really has. Again, this core is only really weak to Rock Throw users, specifically like Bastiodon. Smackdown Bastiodon would be a problem for this team. But I wasn't expecting to see a lot of Bastiodon the first day, just because I felt like a lot of people were going to be testing out all of the new water types. And I don't think I ran into a Bastiodon today at all. So I was pretty fortunate with that. We do have a second counter to this. We're going to be able to come in and charm this Shiftry down quite nicely. Just throwing up one shield here, trying to preserve health on the Alolan Ninetails. Really good situation for us. We're basically up a whole Pokemon here, and even shields, and then they just quit. So great start. We don't know what they had in the back, but clearly pretty weak to Alolan Ninetails. Could have been, another fighter, or perhaps maybe an Altaria. I don't know. Second game here, this is what we're talking about. Catching the Politoed. Really good start for us here. These Volt Switches are super effective. The shadow damage, the shadow of the Politoed here is going to limit the amount of defense this thing has. And we'll shield the first one, lunge the second one, really nerf that attack, and it looks like we're off to a pretty good start in this game. Again, pretty good lead situation for us. I'll probably tank this Weather Ball here, and see what the opponent elects to do if they elect to swap. Interesting swap, because this is also not a great counter. We should be able to get off two discharges here quite easily. Even if he gets the Icy Wind, which he does, the nerf of the Ice Wind is not going to be enough. This discharge is going to one-shot this Politoed, and they're swapped, so we have to keep in mind that they have just swapped. And we can now aggressively switch on whatever it is that they choose to bring in. It's a fire type, so I aggressively bring in my Pelipper, and I want to throw this Weather Ball right away. I don't want my opponent to be able to swap out, because their switch timer is probably coming back up relatively soon. This Weather Ball, because it's Shadow Kanto Ninetails, gonna do a lot of damage, and they quit. So, and again, great start. We got some good leads in the first two games, but you'll see here it's not all good leads with this set, as we see here. Pretty terrible lead against Stunfisk on this line. The Rock Slide is pretty bad for all of the Pokemon. We do have a halfway decent counter into it with Pelipper. So basically, what I chose to do was basically sack the Spooter here, because swapping into the hard counter would leave us no hard counter in the back, and this G-Fisk would certainly sweep us. So yeah, pretty rough start here to this match. Again, we just have to let the Spooter go. Not really much of a choice. We'll probably bring in the Pelipper here, see what they choose to do, and we'll play the game from there. So Pelipper is going to come in. I'm sort of thinking about what it is, could be in the back. So they swap out. We're going to preserve our Pelipper by bringing in the Alolan Ninetails. And this is actually a great matchup for the Alolan Ninetails. Now that it has Weather Ball, you get to the Weather Ball in 6 charms, which is for a Charmer getting to a stab, very good damage per energy move is pretty broken. It's pretty broken, honestly. So it works out like great because we end up getting a shield. They bait us, and then now we're up a shield. We have swap advantage, which wasn't super important because we still have to find a way to deal with this G-Fisk. But again, Weather Ball coming in really nice, very quickly for a charm user. It's going to be stab, very nice DPE, and it takes a pretty good chunk. Now this G-Fisk is sort of try to force and farm 2 rock slides here, which is exactly what they're going to do. We're going to let this go, and then we're probably going to shield the Pelipper when they throw right here to, again, preserve health. But the G-Fisk is gone. The problem for this line is out of the way, and now it's a spicy pick in Jump Luff here. So we should just be able to double Hurricane and take this out. Jump Luff, not the highest attack Pokemon in the world, so the Energy Ball isn't too much of a threat. It's only neutral, and these Bullet Seeds are only neutral, which is another reason why I really like Pelipper. The Flying type covers up its water weakness to Grass Pokemon quite well, and as long as you're able to pick off the Electric Pokemon if there is any on the team, Pelipper tends to go wild. So yeah, we're just gonna be able to wing attack this down, and GG's. Terrible lead for us, but we were able to understand the scenario and play to a win condition. So I'm very happy with that. Game Polar playing Super Mario. Altaria, not a great Pokemon for us in the lead. Sky Attack did just get nerfed, and this is a pretty good Spooter, and so I wanted to test out how much Sky Attack would do in this scenario. We barely survive. It's a rank 6 Galvantula. So pretty good stuff for us there. We do survive. We're going to get this discharge off. Yeah, we're going to lose swap here, but you know, swap isn't everything. We couldn't swap to our hard counter there, and obviously swapping to Pelipper, not a great plan. So they elect to swap here. They bring in a Azumarill with the Nerf Bubble. I don't know if Pelipper takes less damage now from the Nerf Bubble or if it's still the same amount of damage. Hard to know, but it's a good situation for us in that we will win the one shield with straight Hurricane. So if we find if our opponent chooses not to shield one of these, we will be fine in this matchup. They are going to get to another Ice Beam. We will have to shield this if we want to throw a Hurricane, but again, pretty decent situation for us. We know that our Ninetails hard counters the Altaria in the back, and it's just going to be a matchup of the Ninetails plus whatever they have in the back. And you just kind of have to hope that what they have in the back is also weak to Alolan Ninetails. And it's a Shadow Machamp, so a very good situation for us. They swap in the Altaria. This game is pretty much over. This Machamp has no chance to ever get to 2 moves, and these charms do a lot. So GG's to my opponent there. Very unfortunate that we had a Charmer in the back for them, because that their line was extremely weak to Charm. Had some nice steel coverage. Alright, Jump Left Zilla. Let's see what we get here in the lead. I don't remember. Hypno. So pretty decent lead for us. I believe the Hypno can win in the 2 shield if they choose to shield and pretty much farm us down. I like to overcharge and deny the fast move there, knowing that we would force CMP at the 4th Confusion either way to keep our move sync, not give any extra moves, get the attack buff attack drop either way, and put ourselves in the best situation possible. Again, getting a debuff, and really nice situation. We're going to let this go and continue to tap this thing down. We're going to bring in the Ninetails here probably for some fast move pressure, so that way hopefully he doesn't get to both moves. Oh, I chose not to bring it. I brought in the Pelipper. Well, really good situation for the Ninetails. Scrafty, not going to be able to do much to Alolan Ninetails. Yeah, the counters are neutral, the pup is neutral, but Charm is double super effective, and wow, that is some damage. That is some really nice damage. And now our Ninetails is loaded with energy. They get a move off here, we should be able to at the weather ball after this. Unfortunately, I accidentally overtap here, which could have been very costly. It could have costed us an extra shield, and I knew it when I did it. I was like, make sure I don't overtap, but I overtapped anyway. And now it's just our Alolan Ninetails versus their Alolan Ninetails. We are going to get Charmed down. We're going to let it go. And then we have a shield. So we'll get to this weather ball. They're at the weather ball here. And we'll get to our weather ball quite nicely. They knew it was over, so they didn't throw. GG's to my opponent. And that's a good 5-0. Really, really nice. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. It was a fun start to the mid-season update. And best of luck in your season. I'll drop my Twitter and my Twitch in the comments below. Make sure you guys give me a follow on that. And that being said, till the next video, peace.